Hello and welcome to, my last little rant, I guess, in this room. Because in the next week or so, I'm going to be in my new location, so yeah, this is it, kids. Final rant for this location. Enough rambling, let's begin. Godzilla! Yes, that's right, my last review or rant is going to be about Godzilla. Now, everyone knows Godzilla has been around for like ever, and we all love the movies with the epic, monster throwdowns, and a few that weren't exactly. Okay, some of them can appear to be a bit childish to come to mind. Godzilla vs. Gigan and Destroy All Monsters. Okay. So, I saw the new Godzilla movie, and I have to take two particular standpoints on this. One is as a Godzilla fan, the other as something a bit more of a cinematic stance. Just a movie by itself, no back history. Okay, let's start with the cinematic approach. No back history, just the movie as a standalone thing. Never even heard of Godzilla before. So, what did I think of it? Well, pacing was good, acting was really good. They brought in Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad, and that was actually pretty epic. And let's not forget, this is spoilers. You're entering spoiler territory, so anyone who doesn't want to hear this, best click out now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, yeah, he dies by the 40-minute mark, which sucks. I thought we were gonna get Bryan Cranston out this whole thing, and he's gonna figure out some really cool way to defeat Godzilla. No, he's the introductory character. He brings in the lead character for the rest of the film. That's it. He brings interest to this government cover-up. That's it. That's all he does. So, I'm sorry. Let me start from the beginning. So, Bryan Cranston's character is an American guy who is in Japan because he's working on the nuclear power plant. They're trying to get this thing operational, and they're getting some weird seismic quakes. They can't understand this. And he's there with his family, whatever. He's working with his wife, and then an accident happens, and his wife dies, and then he spends the next 10 to 15 years trying to discover the truth about her death. Well, the government has this big cover-up, and everything. So he plays basically Fox Mulder from X-Files, trying to piece this whole thing together, and constantly keeps trying to sneak into the forbidden territory that's all radioactive and stuff. And his son has to go and keep, bailing him out, and is fed up with his father's, conspiracy ramblings about an obsession over this tragedy. So the kid's moving on. He has this other family back in the States, and he's this military bomb disposal guy. Okay, so he has to go back across seas after just getting to his family, bail out his dad, and his dad says, wait, I gotta get my information. If I had my information, we could understand the quakes better and have the proof that I've been searching for over, years and years. So they go back. They find there is no radiation. The city was just left abandoned. And then they get captured by security, and then they get taken to where the nuclear power plant was, and that's where we meet our first monster. Ooh. Yeah, I have no idea what the hell this thing was at first. It's is that supposed to be Godzilla? I'm not sure. And in the beginning, you're not really sure what's really going on with Godzilla and everything, because we just see people going to a strip mining place where they had some accident. They found some big cavern. Turns out the cavern was a hollowed out cavity of a deceased Godzilla type monster. They found a couple of sacks. One of the sacks had hatched and burrowed out and gone to the ocean, I guess. And the other one's still there, incubating or something. Anyway, so the monster that had hatched is the monster that attacked the nuclear power plant. We find that out a bit later. It's like, that's not Godzilla, it's some sort of bug thing. It's like, okay, so that's not Godzilla. And then after it hatches and kills Bryan Cranston, because we needed that to happen. So there goes the Tony version of this. You're not gonna win a Tony or an Emmy after this, Godzilla. Seriously, you just killed it off. Whatever. And it's like, and so, they try to follow the bug of where it's going, and it's trying to fly across the Pacific, and they kind of wonder why. Then Godzilla shows up and matches Dukes with this thing in Hawaii. And then we get Godzilla's backstory that it was because of the nuclear submarines. This thing, Godzilla had been living at the bottom of the ocean, sensed the nuclear submarines and wanted to attack it to get its radiation for nourishment. They lured it out onto an island, and they thought they killed it. Turned out they didn't. And so Godzilla's chasing after this thing. It looks like they're going to meet up somewhere in San Francisco. Oh, and the other egg hatches because they put that creature in a atomic bomb disposal unit with a bunch of other atomic bombs. Thus, it ate that and then grew big and then broke out. I'm finding a bit hard logic to follow with that. So that's 2 now. That's the Bryan Cranston's character, and storing that in a nuclear fallout disposal hill. Yeah. Instead of like testing, I mean, why isn't it in some lab being tested, dissected, and like properly disposed of in some way, in some scientific manner? I'm just saying. Anyway, so we have 3 animals. We have the Godzilla in hot pursuit, we have the winged bug creature, and the giant walking creature that came out of the hill in Area 51, which is surprisingly close to Las Vegas for some strange reason. Because within minutes, it's just going down the streets of Las Vegas, destroying stuff. So the monsters are all going to meet up in San Francisco. They decided to try to do the same plan again by blowing it up. They get a train cart full of these atomic missiles and going to lure it out into the ocean and then detonate it, killing all the monsters. They get to a hill part where they're going to go through this tunnel where they see some explosions and stuff on the other side of the hill. They get no response from the guys on the other side, and I was like, okay, clearly the monster's over there. Clearly we should retreat. Something, guys. No, let's just go forward. We haven't heard the word monster, so it must be all clear. So they get to the other side and nothing's there, and it's like they can't hear from anyone, and it's foggy, and it's like, the monster is there, guys. You just and when the monsters don't move, you can't tell that they're there because they don't make any noise for some strange reason. When they hold still for no reason at all, these things haven't stopped moving at any other point in this movie, but when they stop moving, it's like they totally disappear. No one can really see, where's that monster? Oh, wait, it's right there in front of me the entire time. So, yeah, so it's right there by the bridge, the third monster, which turns out to be the female. And they send the train through the tunnel out to the bridge where it just goes and just snacks on it. And of course, Bryan Cranston's character's son, whatever the hell his name is, survives conveniently because the movie has him like continue on through this thing because there's no real logical reason for him to really be the lead throughout this whole movie, except conveniently he's a bomb disposal expert, therefore he's most qualified to handle atomic explosives, fuses and all that. So he keeps surviving event after event after event, so they keep putting him back into these things, into the lead of trying to save the day and stuff, and that feels a little bit like convenient, or a little bit not contrived, but like just convenient for the character to keep him in the movie, because then otherwise he would just go and meet up with his family or something. Oh yeah, by the way, they tried to evacuate San Francisco. Like they had like 2 days or something to do that, and apparently there were still like hundreds, if not thousands, of people still left there. Like not on the perimeter, no, in downtown, there was still people, a lot of people, and I'm thinking to myself, you had 2 days to evac or whatever that whole area. Why are there people in the center still? Why isn't anyone like on foot or anything? Just leave. I'm pretty sure on foot I can get somewhere pretty reasonably on foot. Apparently these people don't like to walk to safety. They rather commute, so they're all stuck there or something. Anyway, so our lead character, not Bryan Cranston, gets to set up the bomb and everything, so they can, the last bomb that survived, he gets activated and whatever, and then it gets kidnapped and delivered to the female, where she uses that to empower her eggs and stuff in some underground burrow thing. And then right, I forgot to mention this. As a standalone, we don't really see them fight too much. Like their first epic meeting in Hawaii, we don't see that. We see them stand close to each other, and then we cut to the family, the lead guy's family in America, saying breaking news, and the kid's like waking up thinking he's watching a sci-fi flick, when it's live breaking news from Honolulu or whatever, that giant monsters are attacking, and they see the footage of them battling for about 5 seconds, and the mom's all like, drop the TV and go to bed, babe. And it's like, oh wait, is that real? I thought that was a monster movie there for a sec. Like it's dawning on them that this is real, and it's like, wow, that's all we're getting, just a news feed. That's it. We don't see a good 5-10 minutes of them, throwing down. Nothing. Okay, fine, whatever. Then we continue on with the movie. I think that's a bit of a jip. Fine, whatever. So then round 2 shows up, in San Francisco, and Godzilla's fighting the male and this and that, and then it bounces back and forth between Godzilla and the humans trying to get the bomb back out of the city, where it's stuck on. Yeah, it's jammed or whatever, so it's counting down and stuff. And it's like, can we get it out of here in 30 minutes? It's like, you're using a bigger healed bomb than you did in the 50s. I don't think you have enough time to get in safe distance, detonating distance, to not, like, totally radiate the city and stuff. So I'm just kind of like, maybe I'll put that on a Harrier jet. Oh, no, you're putting it on a boat. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's totally fast enough. And so Godzilla defeats the male. The female, after discovering her eggs have been blown up by the lead character, chases said lead character, kills in one swipe, kills all the guys on the boat without destroying the boat. Somehow, apparently they all were on the same, last quarter of the ship on the upper deck or something. Anyway, so Godzilla comes. Oh, and he does do the fire breath. That was pretty awesome. Does that a couple times. Everyone was cheering at that. So Godzilla uh, apparently gets killed, comes back again, kills off the female, and then well, because he's Godzilla, he just passes out. But we mistake that for dead for a good 20 minutes. So anyway, the boat goes off with five minutes left. Helicopter comes, takes the guy up off the boat because he's like half dead or whatever. And while they're, flying away, like at the end of Predator, the bomb goes off, and it's like, I don't think you would have gotten away or far enough away, even for the EMP or the explosion itself, to like not affect you. I mean, clearly you're within the blast radius. You said stronger yield and all this other stuff, and I'm like, how is this not causing mass destruction in the bay? You've barely gotten within like what, a mile of or less of. You should still be in the harbor. This whole thing, and it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, so next morning everyone's crowding around all the monster debris and everything, and then Godzilla wakes up, walks to the edge of the ocean, does his big roar of victory, dives into the ocean and leaves, and that's it. And as a standalone movie, I think it's a half decent monster movie, even though it suffers from like glaring logic problems. But Brian's character acting was great. His character's son's acting was okay. The beginning when he was like, trying to move on with his life, which is understandable because he wasn't there. As he was a boy, he was in school, so he didn't. He wasn't emotionally driven like his father was, because his father was like right there saying like, "I am going to miss you" and stuff, like with his hand on the glass, and "I'm sorry" and this and that. And so, but it's like, he doesn't question, like the son doesn't question anything in the beginning till afterwards. Like, oh wait, he was right. There is something they're covering up. It's like, and then he gets stuck with the main plot throughout the rest of the movie, trying to get this. And his acting was like I said before, his presence in the movie was kind of a bit more convenient. That it keeps putting him not that much as he wants to, but like the movie allows him because he can't, because he wants to be part of the movement of the plot and everything, And then the government people seem kind of nice, like throw bigger bombs at it, that makes more sense. And then the guy who's been studying this thing says, just let them battle it out. Nature has a way of equalizing itself or maintaining balance. Godzilla is that balance to help us defeat these things. So they said, fine. Well, pretty much my friend said, because I went to go see it with a good friend of mine, he says that that the monsters are going to do what they're going to do, and humanity is not in a position to say whether or not has no real say in what they're going to do. They're going to battle nonetheless, and mankind can't really tell them no or prevent them from it. So that's understandable. And then the lack of monster throwdown footage is like total in the movie like 20 minutes or something like that. It's very short, and it's all from the perspective of the humans, and none of that invisible camera angle in the sky, a helicopter angle in the sky anymore of flying around the battle. And yes, excuse me. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, cinematically as a standalone movie, it's a halfway decent monster movie. It has good acting for the first 40 minutes. And average acting throughout the rest. Lapses in logic and faith in equilibrium, I guess. Godzilla the monster in this film, standalone, he's good. He's good presence. They don't overuse him. He has good commanding presence. I didn't hear the theme being used. I don't know if it was subtle or remixed or whatever, but I don't recall ever hearing the themes, the classic themes. Godzilla is basically just a bit bigger and slightly more designed this time around, and that's about it. No gripes with Godzilla the monster. He did everything that normally we come to expect from Godzilla. The other monsters, pretty much they did exactly what we assume other monsters would do. So they're pretty good monsters too. The government acting basically the same way the government we assumed would. Like I said. And then I don't really care for the lead, honestly. I just don't. Bryan Cranston I gave a lot for, but his kid, no, I just